we're live there. We got one thing going for us. Oh, here we go. This is what I believe is another special episode of the world's greatest action sports podcast, the Monday M.A.S.S. I'm Chris Coté.
And I am Todd, and bored of ocean waves.
Todd Richards, aquatic merman, oceanic wave surfer, just got in from the water.
Getting drip.
He's got the post-nasal drip. Explain post-nasal drip for those out there that don't know what post-nasal drip is.
Well, if you have sinuses that like to accept the ocean water into my body,
Acceptance.
into your body,
Okay.
then it's kind of like it's like a doggy bag for water in your nose.
Doggy
And
door.
Sometimes it comes out later on the floor. One time it came out on the back of a guy at 7-Eleven while I reached for a magazine over him.
Wait, you nasal dripped on another person?
And it wasn't like a small one.
It wasn't a friend.
So there was a guy, and at 7-Eleven, guy was stocking the magazines, and I was like reaching over him to grab a magazine. And those of you that know, once you get your head at like the optimal angle that you can't figure out until your body just figures out this is the optimal angle to drain your sinuses, I drained it all over his arm.
And this tells me that your body is a wonderland.
Yes. My body is an amusement park.
Todd, this podcast, the Monday M.A.S.S, is presented by NanoCraft CBD. Right here. We both have this. We both take it. We both enjoy it. It helps us live.
I think can you overdose on CBD?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think the worst that can happen to you if you take too much CBD is you're just going to be a little bit tired. But we highly recommend this product. I'm not. I can speak for Todd because I know you do, right?
I use it.
Thumbs up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But you know what happened?
You took too much.
No, I want to hear a story. This is another story.
Well, hold on. Before you get into that story,
This is the daily. This is the full spectrum. You want this one.
M.A.S.S 15. You go to nanocraftcbd.com. Enter the code M.A.S.S 15. You get 15% off your purchase. Get everything. I take the daily supplement, the CBD green drink mix thing. I take that full spectrum right there, and then I also take the nighttime CBD. All day CBD.
So I don't have to worry about overdosing because you should be dead.
No.
So want to hear my story?
Sure.
So there's also a CBD muscle balm.
Yes.
Like a hot, spicy rub.
Yeah.
So yesterday I put it. My back was sore.
Yeah.
So I put it all over my back and then went in the water and it migrated into my taint.
Oh.
So
your taint's no longer sore.
Ladies and gentlemen, the heat goes further south. It will.
So, not recommended if you're gonna get wet.
Yeah, maybe like
After. Do it after you go
Don't-
surfing.
It just went from my back right into my butthole balls.
Wow. Taint
Hot.
your butt, taint your
Hot.
balls.
Hot.
Well,
They
be careful, Todd.
They were no longer swollen.
But it works, doesn't it?
It does.
NanoCraft CBD. Also, we want to thank K2 Snow. It's been an epic winter, and thank you to K2 Snow for supporting the world's greatest action sports podcast. We're going to have more about K2 Snow and a giveaway that they're doing that's coming up in Snow News, which will be later. Also, Ride List. We forgot to talk about Ride List when we were in Waco. We were so excited.
Oh, we didn't talk about it.
No, I don't even think we... And then Eddie Wall, who's our friend and Ride List spokesperson... I called Eddie and I said, dude, we're so excited. We forgot to talk Ride List. But you know what I did? When I got home, I put two new things up on Ride List.
What'd you put on there?
I put 2 wetsuits. So right now I have 2 surfboards and 2 wetsuits up on Ride List. It's an app.
Are they new wetsuits?
No, they're used by me, which increases the value
Pre-pee.
to some.
Pre-pee wetsuit.
Pre-peed in. I should put that in the description. I've peed in the. Would you like to pee on those wetsuits? And maybe that will. Some people might be into it.
Lightly
But anyway,
soiled.
if you like gear, that is not appetizing
It's not
for
sanitary.
live
at all.
viewers. We're also live on YouTube. Unsanitary and unseemly. Go to @ride_list on Instagram, and and it's an app. So you check it on Instagram. It'll tell you how to sign up for the app. Then you get the app. And then it's just like shopping at your favorite action sports swap meet. Tons of stuff from pros, bros. Eddie Wall has stuff on there. There's like Jamie O'Brien has stuff on there. So, Todd, do you have anything on there yet?
Not yet. No, I'm lazy.
Soon. get on there.
Can you put car parts on there?
No, it's for surf, skate, snow stuff.
What about like racks for like ski racks?
Ski racks, I think, could go on there. You got some toolies?
Toolies?
That's at ride_list. Ride list.
Sick.
Active skin repair.
Obviously, look, I used it on. I got a blister yesterday.
Oh, let's see.
I was doing
Do I have any?
I was doing some yard work yesterday. Do you know what yard work is?
You were doing yard work.
You know what yard work is, Chris?
Yeah.
Of course you don't.
I don't believe you were doing it. All my active skin repairs in my car.
Right.
So.
Anyway, I got a blister because I was raking so hard.
Right.
So
yeah, you were feeding the geese.
You didn't get a blister doing that.
I know what that blister's from.
Feeding the geese?
And
that's an amazing.
You know what?
Feeding the geese.
The people at Active Skin Repair do not ask questions, thankfully.
Feed the geese.
Whatever injury.
Did you make that up?
No, I didn't.
That's
from Trailer Park Boys.
Bubbles
said
out there feeding the geese.
Feeding the geese.
That's pretty funny.
I might have made up the term feeding the horse though.
Palm up.
You know what feeding the horse is? I'm not gonna.
Palm up.
Feeding the horse.
Always go palm up.
I don't know if I made that up or not. Maybe. Yeah, the good news is Active Skin Repair, they don't ask questions. So however you got that injury, right there on your hand, Todd.
It's on my left hand.
Again,
could have been
Active Skin Repair does not ask questions.
Could have been the stranger.
However you hurt yourself, they're not going to ask questions.
Anyways.
When I got a 3rd-degree burn, I got branded by Billy Joe from Green Day.
If you were waxing the dolphin or feeding the geese so hard that you created a blister on your own hand, imagine the state of the member.
I heard a story.
Just smoldering.
I heard a story about a guy on a boat trip in Indonesia who his wife left him or something and sent him a fax or a message, and somehow he got it, and he ended up furiously masturbating until he was like raw and injured. He injured himself, and a boat trip that was a trans-world surf trip was coming in, and they were asked if they could take this guy in with them because he was distraught. And they didn't have Active Skin Repair back then, so I don't know how. He probably squeezed lime on it.
Hate beat?
Hate beat. I was just telling you a story about how I got branded. Weird. 3rd-degree burn by the king of punk, Billy Joe.
You wish you did?
I wish I did.
What was your brand?
I said that I fell onto a hot piece of metal.
What is it?
I got branded.
What's the shape?
It was a pool crown.
Oh.
You know, like a thing that you stick a pool.
Is it cool now?
No, it's just freckles.
Oh.
Yeah. So those are our sponsors, some of our sponsors, and we'll get to more of our sponsors as we get into the show. But for now, let's start with Surf News. Surf News is brought to you by Nanocraft CBD, the presenting sponsor of the Monday M.A.S.S, as well as this last weekend's Chaz Chittister Rocky Point Classic, which was won by Nanocraft rider Mason Ho. That event was put on by Cheeseburger, and I believe your favorite Sheldon Paishon.
Yeah. Burger's up there too, though.
Burger's amazing. So Cheeseburger, congratulations. Burger rules.
And Mason, don't forget the winner.
The winner, Mason Ho. Who else? Ayala Stewart got an award. There was a bunch of awards, but it was just a rad day. I mean, this is as hardcore, you know, organic as a Rocky Point.
Rocky Point.
Just the bros putting on a contest. They had cash prizes put up by Nanocraft. So Nanocraft CBD, not only helping with, you know, your muscles and your mind, but also helping put on cool core events like the Rocky Point Classic course dedicated to Chaz Chittister. So congratulations to Mason Ho. Before we get into it, Todd, do you play fantasy sports?
I don't.
Do you play fantasy games?
I would play if a small man would come out and go, "They're playing."
Do you play fantasy? Hello, do you play fantasy, Todd? Well, check this out. So I met this dude, or he actually was trolling me on Twitter. Guess what? He is it's called Surf Stats, right?
He was trolling you.
He was trolling me.
Like making fun of you.
Because he's really good with stats. He's not very good at calling tricks because he is an anti-540ite.
Stats McGee.
He's great at stats, not great at calling tricks. Is Balin, and he actually recorded a fantasy cheat code, or a fantasy report, I should say.
Fantasy cheat code?
Yeah, he's giving us
Is this some Rain Man shit?
It is. He is a self-proclaimed fantasy surf nerd, and he's got the numbers to back him up. So I'm going to drop in right now. I'm going to drop in the report from Surf Stats, a.k.a. Balin. What's up? Balin's calling from Australia. As we know, the CT is starting any second
We are
now.
not... We're not paying for this phone call.
Here we go.
We can't
I'm dropping in the interview right. You're not going to hear it, but I'll tell you what he says. Okay, so for you watching live, what I'm doing is dragging this interview over.
In the meantime, I'll tell you about this thing I found called Endless Waffles.
Oh, yeah.
What is this?
Those are my people.
Eat my waffles. Expectedly unexpected. Are these a sponsor of the podcast?
No. Encinitas Magazine.
When's the next issue of Encinitas Magazine
getting
coming
the
out?
fantasy report over here. Oh, come on. There we go. Damn it. Really got to get someone to do this for us. So there's your fantasy report. He said something at the beginning of this to the fact of you and I.
Stuck?
So there's the fantasy report.
What did he say?
From Balin. He
What
said
did he
something
say about us?
to the now I can't see the W.
What?
Okay, there we go. He said something to the fact of you and I sitting around jerking each other off talking about 540s. But just because he doesn't know what
is this?
That's not a sponsor.
I know, but it's funny.
It's to get me to stop biting my nails.
Helps
you
avoid putting your fingers in your mouth.
Yeah.
This is things you find in the studio.
Ne mettez plus vos fruits à la bouche.
Do you put your fingers in your mouth a lot?
Sometimes. So, if you listen to that fantasy report, when this comes out on You Online and iTunes and all that, maybe...
When does the contest start? Pretty soon, right?
It starts soon.
It
starts very soon. It starts April 3rd through the 13th at Snapper Rocks.
How many days are in this month?
Several. There are several.
Hold on.
There are several days.
I think there's several days left in this month. I think next week is the 1st, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so it's coming up.
It's coming.
So thank you, Balin, for the fantasy report. You can follow them on Twitter at SurfStats. And just because the guy doesn't know what an air is called, a 540, 360, etc., that doesn't mean he's not good with other stats. He's great with stats. So thank you, Balin. Did you see the cover of the latest Surfer magazine, Todd?
Wait a minute.
It's one of your guys.
You're saying that Surfer still makes a magazine?
Surfer still makes print magazines. I saw it. I grabbed it. I picked it up. I touched it.
Who is it?
Rothman.
Oh, wow.
Sick cover. A classic. It's a classic magazine cover. I hope it's not the last magazine cover ever. I don't think it will be, because Surfer is basically one of the last remaining magazines, surf magazines in the world. And this is an incredible cover, so hopefully it stands. Who are you texting?
I was asking if we should go to Mexico.
You're asking your wife how much time you have to record with me today?
No, I have all the time in the world.
I can do whatever I want.
Tell me my business.
Spin report. So apparently, this much like, what's happening right now on the global stage.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever somebody says the word spin, or what is this spin, or what is this trick in surfing, you and I get tagged, and that's fine with us. I think we like it. Chippa Wilson did a trick, and even Chippa says it wasn't a make.
He didn't make that.
So
he just.
The first thing.
Can I wait?
Yeah. Please, by all means, be my guest. The first thing is you can't name a trick if it's not a make. There's no point in doing that.
Right.
And this goes all the way back to when...
Can you hear that?
Can you stop with the star mix?
I just want to have a gummy.
Jesus Christ.
Well, what are these? There's everything in there.
Star Mix. My favorite gummies.
Okay. So.
Besides NanoCraft CBD gummies. This goes way back to when Kelly Slater attempted a rodeo flip. Didn't make it. Still named it.
The Rodeo Clown.
Rodeo Clown. So this should never happen. You should never be able to name a trick if you don't make it. Chippa Wilson was the first to say, it doesn't get a name because I didn't make it. But then, of course, we were tagged. Arguments were had. What is this trick? If you would have made it...
I didn't engage.
I did not engage. I do not engage if it's not. You know, I got tagged on something from Beach Grit, and it was Jamie O'Brien and someone else, and they were doing spins on their catch surfboards, which was cool. It's super fun. And then, of course, somebody goes, "What is this, the 540?" And I say, "Serious inquiries only."
Yeah.
Serious inquiries only. So, I do like that Stab put that trick up. I wish it was a make. If it would have been a make, it would have been a varial 360.
Well, is there frontside 360, varial 360?
Well, it would have been a 360 pop shove it, or a 360 shove it if he wouldn't have grabbed.
Right.
But he grabbed, so it makes it a varial 360.
Right.
If you grab, it becomes a varial.
Well, it was a 360 varial while he simultaneously did a 360.
I don't think his body turned.
He did.
We gotta watch again. Either he didn't make it. So, this is a moot. Do you say moot point or mute point?
It's not a mute point. He didn't grab. He would have grabbed slob.
It's a mute point.
All right, whatever.
Okay.
Ridiculous. These are really good.
I know, but don't eat them while
I'm
we're
not gonna eat
recording.
them.
We're doing business here. This is a serious business.
Tell me my business.
Jadson Andre
Devil woman
has pretty much qualified for the championship tour already with 3 events. So he surfed in 3 QS 6000s. Fernando Dana Roundhouse, Newcastle, and Manly. He finished first, second, and second. So as it stands now, Jadson Andre already has 16,000 points, which if you get around 20,000, you basically qualified for the championship tour. This is from Stab Magazine. How
many points do you get for signing your name up?
I'll get to that because this is actually a good point. So basically, Kelly Slater was on the webcast and he was talking about Jadson saying, this is going to make him super relaxed on the championship tour because he knows he's not going to be in that same situation he was in last year and the year before and the year before that, praying to his Lord about giving him a wave, which always seemed to work, but it is always dramatic. Jadson's pretty much pre-qualified for the 2020 tour, which is going to be good for him on the 2019 championship tour, according to Kelly Slater.
He's already pre-locked.
Something.
Pre.
What do you think of Jadson's chances on the championship tour in 2019 are going to be?
You know, Jadson's good, but I think there's a lot of people that are. Jaddy was really good a while ago.
Yeah.
I think and he was really good because he could stick through, like, whatever.
Yeah.
Combo, like aerial combo into turns. But
one of the first, yeah.
But now everyone's kind of on the game and they're going bigger.
Well, somebody who went bigger.
He'll kill it in small kind of crappy conditions.
He's one of these guys that is a perennial upset threat. Mm-hmm. Anyone he surfs against, he's always a threat.
What did stats say?
Surf stats.
Where'd surf stats put him?
You're going to have to go back and listen to the report on iTunes when it comes out. Congratulations, Jordy Lawler won the Vissla Pro 6000. Jadson got second. Of course, there was some serious, heated Brazilian beef hitting the internet. I didn't watch that final, so I cannot engage in it, nor do I care to engage. There's some beef.
What's up with the whole Kelly thing?
Oh, okay. So Kelly Slater also surfed in the QS 6000 in Manly, the Vissla Pro. Kelly Slater he started strong, went down early. Right now, Kelly Slater is ranked number 228th on the QS. Sandwiched between 2 of your favorites, Patrick Tamberg and Raynon Perez Pulga. So, Raynon Perez Pulga, Kelly Slater, Patrick Tamberg, all tied for 228th in the world on the QS, on the qualifying series. They're a long way out.
But what does that even mean? Doesn't Kelly get wild cards when he wants them?
Yes, but he had to start fairly early at the Vissla Pro. And right now he got 650 points. Again, you need around 20,000 points to qualify.
Why is he trying to qualify? Is this Olympic, like, trying to get an Olympic berth here? What's up? Why would he?
I had this conversation with somebody about with my friend Aaron Checkwood about this. Our friend. And he is basically saying, regardless of what happens, Kelly's going to be in the Olympics. He thinks.
Because Checkwood thinks or Kelly thinks?
Checkwood thinks. I don't know what Kelly thinks. I would imagine Kelly wants to be in the Olympics, of course. But you got to qualify through a couple of different channels. You got to be one of the top 2 ranked surfers on the championship tour. You got to do well in an ISA event. So hopefully Kelly Slater will surf in the ISA World Games and get himself a spot. But no spots are guaranteed because you still have to qualify. And we'll get more into that in the skate news because we're a little bit more together on the skate.
I think we're a little we've moved forward.
Yeah, we've moved
That's
forward.
That's crazy though. Like just like there's for Kelly just to drop into a QS event.
It was huge for that event for sure.
Yeah.
And he has a long history surfing Manly beaches. Manly used to have events on the championship tour. I think it was potentially he was invited, maybe an appearance fee. I don't really know. I know you do have to surf a couple QS events on the year. So he was ripping in his first heat. He went down to some young Brazilians actually in his heat. So Kelly Slater on the queue. I don't know if he's going to do any more. We'll see. Hopefully he does the U.S. Open because it's always fun to see him surf in person on U.S. soil, if you will. So the WSL over the past couple of months has been doing a social media voting contest, the fan favorite. And we're in the finals.
Guess me and you?
We're not in the finals. We did not. I think I got a vote or two. I think you got a vote or two, but we didn't even come close. No, you have to be on the championship tour. The 2 finalists, Medina and Toledo. For the men. For the women, Carissa Moore, Tatiana Weston Webb. This is a social media popularity contest. Do you care about this? Did you vote?
No.
Don't care about it.
Didn't even know about it.
It's kind of fun. It's something to pass the time before we start. But of course...
Is it like one of those polls when you go on your story?
Yeah, you just click. It's
Should
a poll
I
on the
eat
story.
a ham sandwich?
I voted a couple times. Of course, I voted for John. But Medina's going to win, I think, any popularity contest. He's got to be the most popular, by the numbers, surfer in the world, right?
I don't...
He hangs out with all these soccer players.
It's based on the Brazilian population?
I mean, I think the global population.
Really?
Yeah. He's not super popular in this office.
I mean, he's really good.
He's great. He's one of the best to ever do it, obviously.
I just think his style is just...
He has a utilitarian style.
Yeah,
this is not beautiful surfing.
You look like you're riding a horse.
But have you ever seen him fall?
No, but he does have one foot in Encinitas and the other foot in Solana Beach.
But he makes it, you know? He makes it work. That's why I call it a utilitarian style. I prefer, silky smoothness. But the fact that Gabriel Medina never falls, the fact that he can do anything he wants on a surfboard.
No, look, I'm not taking
I know you're not taking
his skills.
But, asterisks.
I don't know how he's that popular.
He's super popular. He's that good.
Whatever.
Hey, hope you don't... What's your Twitter? What's your Twitter name?
What's your Twitter name?
You can find Todd Richards on Instagram. No,
everyone has their favorites.
Look, we both have incredible respect for Gabriel Medina. I personally prefer to watch Italo Ferreira. Right. I get more excited by that. But
I like Felipe.
Tons of respect.
I think Felipe is
mad respect.
Sick.
Let's just throw that out there right now. Who's going to win the world title 2019?
Who's going to win it?
Who's going to win it all? Give me a passion pick. We need to say Jimmy Kane. That was your thing. But give us a passion pick.
I think Julian.
Julian Wilson.
I think Julian got that so close.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm gonna say Griffin Colapinto.
Wow. Well, no. I mean, usually the pace is set in these first 3 events.
It's going to be incredibly difficult to beat Gabriel Medina. He's so good, so consistent. Felipe is pissed. He's going to be hard to beat. Italo Ferreira, I mean, those 3 guys right there, good luck getting past any of them. We'll see if John's healthy enough.
It looks like he was. That one Instagram clip of him doing like a freaking 7-foot-high back 5.
Been charging pipe.
Just being a psychopath.
Yeah. And I would love to see Kelly Slater make a run.
How would that be?
And Connor Coffin and Kolohe Andino. All of them.
Why don't you just name all your friends?
Let's go. They're just, people I like to watch.
Okay.
Surf. Speaking of Connor Coffin, this is really cool.
Oh yeah, this is neat.
The Rincon Classic was this last
bit
weekend.
of a sandbag.
No, he was lucky to be in town, and if he's in town, of course, Killian Garland,
Okay.
Ripper, and I don't have my phone's recording us live. But the cool part about it, Connor Coffin wins the contest, donates all of his prize money to Chloe Brown, the wife of recently passed Chris Brown.
I think the most important question here is how did Parker do?
Good question. Was
Parker there?
There was some silence from the Parker camp. I'm sure Parker was there.
I feel like we should call Parker right now.
Call him up.
Nah, because he won't answer.
Well, I'm sure he did pretty good.
Right.
He's, an incredible,
these are the
goofy
questions that I want to know.
Well, I think what was cool was that Connor donated the prize money.
That is amazing. That's
Chloe
really
Brown.
Those Coffin brothers are quality humans.
They're good people.
I'll tell you that right now.
I was a little disturbed when Parker Coffin put up footage of himself reversed, surfing as a regular foot. I just thought, no, that's not.
We all want to experience little Parker.
I made a mistake the other day. Really embarrassing.
What happened?
I posted a cover shot of a regular footer in a backside barrel at Pipeline, and I put Aki.
That's a pretty good one.
Luckily, I took it down quickly.
That's so bad, though, that it could be...
I would have chalked it up. I just made a confession to everybody right there. I made a mistake.
We make mistakes.
But I took it down immediately and probably would have just passed it off as a joke. Have you watched Craftsman's Paradise about the Wailua Sugar Mill? A new video that our friend Mike Murciano, sidekick Mike.
Sidekick Mike, he will always be Sidekick Mike. Actually, Mike texted me after we came back from Waco.
Oh, yeah?
And he said, you guys probably should have surfed that. Did you see the footage I took of, like, the Ben Gravy's wave in the... It was, like, in the lazy river, the Bobcat.
Oh, yeah.
Mike said, you guys should have just stuck to surfing that. Mike is
our
the ultimate rainy day.
Our best waves went... So, if you listened last week, we recorded live from BSR Surf Resort in Waco, Texas, and the reason we didn't have we were ripping. The footage does not tell that story because we didn't film each other. We were surfing.
You filmed me.
We filmed each other a little bit, but we were still working out the waves.
You got some action.
Yeah, but we need to go back. It's so good.
It is the best.
Watch Craftsman's Paragraph.
Craftsman's Paragraph.
Watch Craftsman's Paradise on the Wailua Sugar Mill. You got guys like John Pizell.
What is it about?
So Wailua Sugar Mill is a place near the North Shore of Oahu where you have, the who's who. This is a classic surf ghetto. You got glassers, shapers, airbrushers. It's as OG, as real as it gets. These guys are shaping boards. It's just super cool because every year, that is the lifeblood of North Shore surfing. The Wailua Sugar Mill.
Cool.
And it's super just iconic and cool looking, and these guys captured it really nicely. So.
And what was it? Who was sponsoring it?
St. Archer, I believe.
Okay. Cool.
Oh, I hope.
I think it is because I do remember kind of hearing about.
Yeah.
That.
So that's a cool project. It was St. Archer.
Adam set it up.
It was St. Archer because they had a premiere at the St. Archer tasting room here in Encinitas. Dude, it's festival season, which we'll get to in Nerd News, but this kind of
Do you know
breaks
where your
down
daughters are?
In Surf News because Rob Machado's got a music festival coming up.
What?
The same Rob Machado that dropped in on me at Seaside yesterday.
Did he look back? Did he high beam you before he did it?
Yes.
So
it's my fault.
So it's funny. What do you mean it was your fault?
Because I tried to undercut him. He was already paddling for the wave, and I turned around and...
Oh, you backpedaled?
Yeah. So he kind of looked back and laughed and said...
Well, it's Rob, dude. Rob has a good time.
We're going to talk more about Wonderfront later in Nerd News.
Wonderfront.
Santa Cruz...
That's the best they could do for the name.
There's another one.
Well, there's Wanderlust.
There's another one that's worse. But we'll talk about that later.
Okay.
This is kind of rad. Zach Wormout is a big wave surfer.
Mm-hmm.
Mavericks local. The dude is... gnarly as it gets. He's got an idea. He wants to build he also builds skate parks. So that comes into this idea.
Okay.
He wants to build a life-size replica of Mavericks. And he wants to put it up by the Half Moon Bay Airport. And if you saw the illustrations of it, this thing is it's a giant Mavericks wave, but it would be potentially skatable.
Can you just go to Bob Burnquist's quarter pipe?
Pretty much. But it looks the drawings he has of it look really cool, and I think for people that don't know, like I've never been out to Mavericks on a boat.
For like
I've been
scale.
On the bluff.
It would be built to scale.
It would be built to scale.
Oh, that's really cool.
And I thought, and of course, the first knee jerk reactions for people to heckle, but then I was going,
actually, that's a really good idea.
This is awesome.
It's a super good idea. It's like it'd be as cool as the brachiosaur that's in the Chicago airport. You know what I mean? Like it gives you a sense of scale and
as far as public art goes, to do that in that area,
yeah, that's way cool.
You cannot think of Half Moon Bay without thinking of Mavericks.
I think that's a really cool idea.
So thumbs up, Zach. We'll talk. Well, I guess we'll talk about it and help. I don't know how to do cement or any of that, but
that's a big. Well, you just have to make a quarter pipe. Quarter pipe.
Make a quarter pipe for your skateboard for Mavericks.
Scrap board.
Mavericky. Okay, what else we got? Skate news.
Are we on there?
We're on to skate news. Okay. Unless you have more surf news.
Shout
out Daryl Goodrum from Goodrum Surfboards for a new hand-shaped
do you have a good board? Which one was that one?
I just did a board review on my Instagram. You can check that out. Sick, 5'8". Ooh, thing's fast. It's good. Yes.
I just ordered a new chemistry board.
Nice. I'm going to order a chemistry board as well.
You are?
Yes. There you go.
Maybe they'll be a sponsor of our podcast.
They should be. Guys, let's do this.
It's kind of hard, though, to, some of the dudes, like chemistry and, these...
I want to pay for boards.
The struggling dudes that,
Yeah.
They don't have any money for sponsor dollars, but I want to hook them up because they're my homies.
Well, and I used to DJ weddings, for example, and my really close friends would be like, "We really want you to DJ my wedding," and I'd say, "Well, look, I would do it for free, but I want you to pay me something, to where it looks like it's an exchange of services, right?
So you can write it off."
No, so they don't have to feel bad about asking me to do something,
right?
And vice versa. So, while I will gladly pay full price for a chemistry board because I love their boards and they're homies, but if they trade boards for advertising, that's a trade of services. Mm-hmm. Then they can ask us to do stuff, and vice versa.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, maybe I'll run that by Willie.
We just did.
Willie,
just give him this.
Willie, if you're listening.
I do have one more item. I put up the 5 of 10 of the Surfline O'Neill Waves of the Winter, and I said, who's going to win this thing? I only had 5 of the waves. I had Nathan Florence, Cam Richards, maybe Koa Rothman, and Mark Healy. Those are the 5 that I had. I didn't have Kaito's wave. Overwhelming response. Cam Richards.
Really?
98% of the people, at least that follow me, that commented on that video. Cam Richards.
It was from wasn't it from November?
I think it was early. It might have been a little. I think it was December.
It was one of those crazy pipe days. It was out of control in the afternoon.
I believe it was before the Pipe Masters.
Yes.
Yeah. So between Sunset and the Pipe Masters. So overwhelming response, Cam Richards. But no announcement yet.
Okay.
I feel like Cam Richards is gonna win. It's so hard to pick because all these waves are so heavy. It's crazy, but I think Cam's gonna win. I saw that wave with my own 2 eyes, and
that's right.
While I don't see well,
it, right?
So that's surf news. Go to surf.
Go to surf news, Todd.
Thank you to Balin at Surf Stats for that fantasy report. That was cool.
Skate news.
Skate news is brought to you by Quincy Woodwrights. At Quincy Woodwrights, talk about it all the time. It's USA wood. It's got that Michigan pop. We make boards for tons of shops.
Folklore Project.
We make the Folklore Project boards. I mean, this is good wood. This really is good wood, and I know good wood.
I would.
I've been trying to find good wood for my whole life. I found it, but now I have it. I've got wood.
It's deep in you.
I've got good wood. Quincy Woodwrights. The 18 years celebration for the Cowtown Skates Phoenix Am. 18 years this contest going on. This is I would say,
Number 2 AM contest.
yeah, top 2, top 3 AM contests
Tampa AM.
ever. You got Tampa AM, you got Phoenix AM. Damn Am's up there.
Mm-hmm.
Giovanni Viana from Brazil takes the win.
Did you watch?
Some of it.
I didn't see any of it.
I know, I should have watched more. We
Actually,
should have called
saw-
Andrew Cannon.
I saw a little bit of it.
Andrew Cannon and Chris Pastors were commentating. We know those guys. We should have called them. But the main thing is we're celebrating 18 years of Cowtown Skates, which is a hardcore skate shop in Phoenix, putting on this contest that has become the benchmark for amateur skateboarding. Congratulations to Giovanni Viana. Do you say it in an Italian accent if it's a Brazilian name?
You know, isn't there there's a lot of Italians in Brazil, right?
Yes.
Isn't there there's a crossover thing?
I believe so.
I don't know. Well, I don't know. I don't know the answer to these
I'm
questions.
going to have to look it up.
Get out of my head.
Oh, this is strange.
What's up now?
Random Instagram pops up, and it's Bam Margera. It's this 90s looking flyer, and it's him doing the devil horns, which he's one of the only people in the world that still does. God bless his heart. Satan bless his heart, whatever. So he's putting on an event on April 1st, maybe. Might be an April Fool's joke. It's called Castle Bam. And he says, Castle Bam is open for business. For $100 or $500, it's very cryptic. $100 or $500 for the ticket.
All you can drink?
All you can drink. You get to pick a painting off the wall, and you get to see Yellow Wolf.
This sounds like a fire fest.
And it says, there's a note. And tell me if you've ever heard this at a professional festival or event. Once property is filled with cars, the gates will be closed and everybody else gets towed. That's a note as you buy your tickets.
Everyone else gets towed.
Do you think this is a real thing? Castle Bam is a skate park at Bam Margera's house.
Well,
Yellow Wolf is a rapper.
I can fully see. I mean, look, crazier shit has happened.
I believe it, and I just believe this is like a DIY music festival party.
All right. Well, let's think for a second. How many people do you think can get on his property?
A couple thousand, for sure.
A couple thousand at. So.
Where's it? Philadelphia?
So, like, at the most, he would probably pull in $500,000 in this thing.
Yeah, it's just so...
Is he that desperate?
I don't think he's desperate. He still has Lamborghinis.
Yeah, but like,
stuff.
how much does it cost to get Yellow Wolf to play? Maybe Yellow Wolf is just playing at his house.
I think it's probably they split it. Maybe it's an April Fool's joke. I don't know.
What's the bar?
Something's
What is the
up.
bar bill for a couple thousand people?
It looks more like Juggalo Fest, Gathering of the Juggalos.
And then
than
what about the paintings? He must have some cool paintings.
pay $400.
Sounds
Get
like
your VIP package. You get a painting.
Sounds suspicious.
It sounds suspicious, but it also sounds awesome.
Do
Have
they
you ever met Bam Margera?
Yes.
He's cool. He's
Yeah.
weird,
Very
which
weird.
I like.
He didn't used to be as weird.
He used to be my favorite person when the Land Speed Wheels videos came out, when early
Yeah,
CKY videos came out. I mean, this guy,
Pre-CKY.
he was God to us and younger than us, which is weird. But hey, Castle Bam is open for business. Check out Bam Margera's Instagram. You tell us, is this a real thing? The U.S. national skate team. You go from Castle Bam to the U.S. national skate team.
Mm-hmm.
Not the Olympic U.S. team yet. Here we go. You ready for this list?
Did we talk about this last week?
We did, but we didn't have the names.
Oh, okay.
So there's a lot of skaters from Encinitas where we record the Monday Mass. Brighton Zoyner, Bryce Wetstein, Jordan Barrett, 3 skaters from Encinitas.
4.
Nicole House,
Well, she's actually
Oceanside, Carlsbad.
Yeah.
That's Women's Park. Men's Park, Sorgente, Tom Shar, Encinitas, Tristan Rennie, Zion Wright. Women's Street. Pretty sick that Zion is in on the park team.
Yeah,
Because he could be on Park or
Easy.
Street. Women's Street. Alexis Sablon, Jen Soto, Lacey Baker, Mariah Duran. No skaters from Encinitas on that list. Men's Street. Joslin, Jagger Eaton, Louis Lopez, Nyjah Houston. To me, that is an unbeatable skate team.
I don't know, dude.
When you factor in the women,
Well,
the men, the park.
Here's the deal: is that we don't know how many spots are going to be on the U.S. Olympic team.
I want to say 2 of each.
2 of each. So how do you? So you've got to have a mega competition to whittle it down to these 2 people. So
there's going to be qualifiers.
right.
How does it work in snowboarding? Like,
Same
what's the
deal.
short answer?
You have like a U.S. team that has a whole bunch of hot shots on there,
and they get support from the government.
Right, you get support from the government for your training or your travel.
Right.
And then it comes down to a series of contests which actually determine who gets on the team based on your placings.
Okay.
So, I mean,
so that's what's going to happen.
There's a damn good chance that Nigel could have 2 off days and not make the team.
Yeah. Slim chance.
The Olympics are it's where the underdog
That's true.
pops.
That's true.
Shaun White, not on that list.
Shaun White, not on the men's park list. Who else is missing from there? So, yeah, I think they did a solid job. And we'll see. I mean, skateboarding, people get injured.
Shar, I would have liked to see Chris Russell.
I could see Tom Shar getting gold.
I would. There's nothing that would make me happier than to see Grayson Fletcher on the U.S.
skateboard
team.
I know. Maybe he's an alternate. We got a Skateboard Hall of Fame announcement. They just dropped their 2019 class.
Sure.
From the 60s, Chris Dawson. 70s, Kevin the Worm Anderson and Ray Bones Rodriguez. Raise your hand if you had a Ray Bones Rodriguez board.
I didn't.
I did. From the 80s, Mickey Alba, Jeff Phillips. Did you ever skate with Jeff Phillips?
No, but I skated a ton.
Did you want to skate like Jeff Phillips?
Yeah, everyone did.
Everyone did.
I had a lot of Malba boards, though.
Mickey Alba, a.k.a. Malba.
That Santa Cruz board? Oh, I had a bunch of those.
The 80s classes have it. I mean, Mickey Alba, Jeff Phillips, that's going to be really cool. Jeff Phillips passed away a long time ago, but his influence still holds to this day. 90s. Who we got?
Jason Lee.
Trey
Flip Lee.
Jason Lee. Our homie.
Mall Rats, Jason Lee.
I've met him, but we're really good friends with Chris Pastras, who's best friends with Jason Lee, so we can pretty much say we're friends with Jason Lee. Yeah.
You know they're doing a reboot of Jay and Silent Bob. And
I saw that.
Jason Lee's back in.
Oh my God. We're gonna have to ask Jason about that.
He kind of like disappeared from the whole Hollywood. He was like that. What is it? My Name Is Earl.
Yeah.
He was in that, and he was in all these other movies, and then all of a sudden he just whooshed.
He moved to Texas and concentrated on photography and art and his family. And I think his kids are getting, his son's name is Pilot Inspector, right? Pilot?
Sure.
Yeah. So, I'm excited to see Jason Lee return to films.
Cool.
Women, Edie Robinson and Desiree Von Essen Harrington. Skate Hall of Fame is going to be coming up in April. Go to Skateboard Hall of on Instagram. SHOF. It's always a fun event to go to. 9 Club just dropped. As usual, it's amazing. And Mike Vallely's on it. Did you say Vallely or Vallely?
I think when I was younger I said Vallely, but I think it's Vallely.
Vallely. Again, this is a Chris Pastras question.
Like Shillelagh.
Like Shillelagh. You brought this up to me earlier.
Pretty dope.
Since we're kind of in a history vibe at this point of skate news.
This is way dope, actually.
New Deal is coming back. Paul Schmidt and Andy Howell. Paul Schmidt, of course, Schmidt Sticks. Andy Howell, he's a street pro, creative director. And Steve Douglas, a vert pro. Didn't Steve Douglas also start Globe? Am I tripping?
Globe?
Yeah.
No, that was...
Where did Steve Douglas start? Man, somebody's going to slap me for that. Anyway, New Deal is back. They're reissuing original boards starting with the 1990 catalog.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Andy Howell, Danny Sargent, Steve Douglas, Andrew Morrison, and my favorite skateboarder, Ed Templeton.
Dude, there's going to be... I can't tell you how many Andrew Morrison boards... I used to ride for New Deal.
You did?
I skated for New Deal, yeah.
As an M?
As an M.
Damn, I didn't know that. This is the first time I've ever heard.
For real?
This must be very exciting for you.
This is super...
You got flowed boards from New Deal.
Yes.
Damn, Todd. You're cool.
And Andrew Morrison...
Finally, I think you're cool.
I rode a lot of Morty boards. He's New Zealand's finest.
So these shapes are retroactive?
I don't know.
I believe.
I don't even know anything about... I mean, shit, Andy Howell probably had
the most... It says shapes and graphics.
Wow, that's sick.
Wow.
I rode a bunch of Danny Sargent boards, too. That's flipping awesome.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Some guy was driving a Tesla around Encinitas last week, yelling, "Do a kickflip," to everybody.
That was in Encinitas he was doing that?
Tony Hawk.
Birdman.
On the barracks. And a bunch of our friends were on there doing kickflips.
Did he?
And he was giving out prizes.
Was he yelling at people on boosted boards and stuff too?
He was like a scooter kid got a board, which I think is cool.
Scooter kid did a kickflip.
Scooter kid did a bar spin. There's a couple guys that like attempted kickflips, and he still gave him a prize. It was just fun to watch. Just Tony Hawk driving around. Can you imagine if you were a kid, and you're sitting there on the corner or whatever, and Tony Hawk pulls up and says, "Do a kickflip," and you do it, and he gives you a signed Tony Hawk board.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought that was awesome. That's on the Barracks. You can check that out. In other skate news, we got Vans Park Series starting up in like a month from now. So, of course, more on that to come. Any more skate news?
When do you leave for that?
It's not till May. Early May. The beginning of May.
It's not that far away.
It's coming. April's right around the corner. It's the end of March. Not March,
Day.
April, May. Yeah. I went
that
skateboarding this morning. Early. Dawn Patrol.
Oh yeah, wait, but it's not Thursday.
I know. We're going ham this week.
Really?
Hard as a muff.
My ankles hurt.
Hard as a muff. Snow news.
It's brought to you by...
That's the transition.
Snow.
Brought to you by K2. K2 snowboarding. So right now, K2 is offering you the chance to win a limited edition K2 M.A.S.S. This is an all-around great board. But the best part about this board, it has art from @Shanesaw. CHEYNESAW.
More like Shane. Shane Saw?
Shanesaw. It's a lady.
Oh.
It's a young, ripping female artist. Part of their artist series. Go to @K2Snow. As winter comes to the edge, you still have a chance to get involved. It's not over.
We're edging.
It's not over. We're edging.
They're supposed to get another 2 feet in Tahoe this week.
But get your limited edition K2 M.A.S.S. board with art by
Get your
spring fling,
spring wax and spring clothing.
slush wax. Get it all.
Slush.
Follow
here.
@K2Snow.
Because it's time.
You know what got me excited to snowboard?
Yeah, this is crazy.
Well, it got me excited, but the snowboarding that is lies within.
Look, oh my god!
Oh my god.
It's Mike Marciano.
That's so crazy. We just talked
about you. Go ahead.
So
say something.
earlier we talked to Mike. We're live on YouTube.
Oh,
just so you know, we're live. So don't say anything you would regret, because I cannot edit this.
I already tried to eat all those.
We were talking
Low
about
battery. Go
how
ahead. Push
we were
that
talking
button.
about how much we loved
The shaping room.
the
thing
Craftsman's
North Shore.
Paradise. This is one of the producers right here.
The Sugar Mill.
Yeah, Wailu Sugar
You know
Mill.
what's crazy is that someone just bought that thing.
Oh, see, that's insider information.
Yeah. So the
See what
future
happens.
is uncertain for all those shapers.
So watch Craftsman's Paradise on Surfline, brought to you by St. Archer.
We're talking snow news, Mike.
Yeah,
you want
snow
to get in
news.
on this?
No, I go. It's a love-hate relationship with snow. I usually think I don't like to go snowboarding, but then once I get up there, I really love it.
See, I'm the reverse. I think I love it until I do it, and then I don't care for it.
But I did randomly stumble upon a Toddcast last night.
Talk closer to that microphone.
I stumbled across a Toddcast.
Toddcast.
When
Is that a competing podcast to the Monday Madness?
It
No,
was-
it's when me and Mike were at our prime.
And
Sidekick Mike.
I went on a trip with Todd to Aspen, and I had way more hair, and I
You're
realized how
skinnier too.
we used to have a lot more fun.
Yeah.
But you're more handsome now.
Yeah.
We wandered around Aspen
stronger.
in like sheepskin rugs from
Uh-huh.
Costco and pretended they were fur coats.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember what Mike tried
Those
to
were
like?
good times.
Mike went up to like a fur store because there's like fur stores in Aspen.
Yeah.
And Mike like tried to like walk in and the guy like basically called the cops.
I would call the cops too. All right, Mike, sit down on the ground.
Yeah.
You can be here for the rest of this podcast because we're towards the end. Snow news, like I said, brought to you by @K2. But right now, what's got us sparked is X Games Real Snow, and as corny as this sounds, this is always one of my favorite video projects of the year, because basically you have a very unique,
Not a lot of time.
an eclectic mix of snowboarders with not a lot of time. They got a minute and a half or a minute to make these video parts, or they've got a couple months. The parts have to be there, so I don't know the rules. Anto Chamberlain, Maria Thompson, Will Smith, Spencer Schubert, Craig McMorris, but again, going for the three-peat.
Frank.
He's won this thing 2 years in a row.
Frank.
Frank Bourgeois. So Frank Bourgeois, I wouldn't say he's a household name in snowboarding, but he should be.
I want to know where he finds all the crazy features to ride.
This shit is something that you would drive by when you're going. He filmed it all in and around Quebec, Canada. Quebec's in Canada. It's not something that should be snowboarded more often than not.
The switch backside 180 to wall ride, but the hard way into the wall, super blind.
It's
crazy.
mind blowing. He does a I want to say front three over a wall and blindly onto a rail.
I mean, go and watch it
and vote for Frank.
Or whoever.
Craig McMorris's part is amazing too. They're all good, but I'm saying Frank Bourgeois' part is ridiculous.
Just go and watch it.
What kind of insurance do they have? Health insurance.
Why?
Thanks for adding.
No, that's always something I've thought about is people that do these things. What kind of health insurance do they have?
Well, he's from Canada, so they have.
I feel like that could be something.
What's the health insurance they have in Canada?
It's called socialized medicine.
Yeah.
We can make extreme.
None of us have real
insurance.
jobs, so
Extreme
none of us
health?
Extreme healthcare and take the world by storm.
Action sports healthcare.
We'd probably lose our ass since
We're gonna need someone to put up a lot of money.
Job, Mike. Do you have any other snow news?
Mike, do you have any snow news?
No.
No.
I'm always surprised how the new people in snowboarding, it's almost like skateboarding now, where every year there's new skate people that are really good. It's like snowboarding is getting to that. I feel like surfing isn't that way.
There's a lot of new people.
Nude people?
Nude people snowboarding.
There's a lot of nude people snowboarding.
It's still snowing. I'm kind of starting to get...
We were talking about some events that are happening.
There's Peace Park is coming up. The Holy Bully is coming up.
Peace Park, Holy Bully.
That'll be at Mammoth. There's still a lot of snow out there, ladies and gentlemen. There's, there's a lot of people filming crazy video projects. Travis Rice was in Alaska with Mark McMorris, Craig McMorris's younger brother.
Yeah.
Filming for a crazy movie.
Wait, did we get any of Mark McMorris's medal?
No, but he said that he laughed at that. But I was like, look,
no,
I'm serious.
We seriously wanted it would have been awesome to be able to give some of our audience like a spine screw. Now we're screwed. We're sitting here screwed with no Mark McMorris medal.
What else is going on? Wait, I'm thinking. So there's that video. I just saw Justin Eels is in town, a big filmer for Burton.
Oh, cool.
And he was saying that he's still deep in it.
He's deep.
These guys they're not even close to being done yet. They got a lot more. I'm looking at like beach time, although I wish this water would warm up.
It's gonna warm up this weekend. So that was snow news. Now we go to nerd news.
Nerd news.
Presented by Panikin Coffee and Tea. Mike Murciano, here you go. $10 to Panikin Coffee and Tea. Encinitas location or wherever you get your Panikin coffee.
There's one in La Jolla closer to you.
Yeah. What is nerd news?
Nerd news. Well, we'll tell you.
This
is where Todd stokes his nerd bone.
Is this music?
No, can be anything.
We have 1 month till Avengers Endgame as today. 1 month. You gotta wait till Endgame.
Can't wait.
That's it.
Did you see Captain Marvel?
No, but Game of Thrones. That's soon.
Yes, coming up very soon. 2
weeks, 4
days.
We can actually look at. So there's a countdown timer.
That's nothing for the people listening.
There's a countdown timer website, Game of Thrones Countdown, and it tells you exactly how long. It's called Days Till Game of Thrones. And this morning it said 2 weeks, 4 days, 7 minutes, 10 hours, or whatever it was.
I've actually just started rewatching Game of Thrones for the third time.
I think a lot of people are doing this.
Because I'm kind of timing it where April 14th comes, I want to be just about done.
Yeah.
So that's 3 weeks from now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's your favorite episode?
I really like, favorite episode. I like certain portions. I don't know about a certain episode. But I like all the wall stuff and the weird creatures on the other side of the wall.
Yeah, me too.
I like Daenerys news.
I like the Red Wedding.
Red Wedding.
Red Wedding was the...
What was Daenerys' brother's name again?
Scott.
So what do you think... what do you think, not being sexist here, what do you think women did when that time of the month came around?
What?
Dude.
What does this have to do with the red... What? Is this...
I get it. Red Wedding can also be if you're getting married and you're on your period.
Really?
It's like
is that what they say?
White Wedding, which is if you're a virgin, you're getting married, according to Billy Idol. Red Wedding is if you're on your
I never heard that.
period.
That's a thing?
He just
He
said
brought it.
Wow.
He inspired us.
Wow.
But it's part of life, so it shouldn't be a weird topic.
It's part of life.
Right.
Just like
Part of
farting.
life.
Don't make it taboo.
So you have 2 weeks, 4 days till Game of Thrones. Till then, we've got some recommendations for you.
Yes, we do.
So what we do in Shadows, which is made by some of the guys that make
What's his
Flight
name?
of the Conchords.
What's it? What?
Jermaine.
What Tiki?
Jermaine.
What Titi? What's
Jermaine.
the guy's name?
Jermaine. Jermaine.
What? Stop saying that name.
That's
It's not who we're
it.
talking about.
It is.
That is his name.
Look at it on your Instagram.
Jermaine eats
Jermaine.
white.
Oh, but what about the other guy, the Tatiki Watiki, with the guy from New Zealand?
From Mulawi.
They're all from New Zealand.
Right.
So these are vampires
It's so great.
in like modern life, and so that's out tomorrow on Netflix. But before then,
Is it on Netflix? I thought it's on Fox.
I think it's on Netflix.
No, I don't think it's on Netflix. I think it's a show. It's a weekly show.
Oh, on Fox Cable?
Traditional TV.
Oh, it might not be that good. You know what is good?
Mhm.
Definitely not safe for work, not
Yeah.
safe for children, not safe for sensitive adults.
A lot of boobies.
Not safe for most people,
Most people.
unless you're like us. Sex, death, and robots.
So good.
I just finished every episode
So
last
good.
night, and I'm going to rewatch them all.
What is that?
This is the most tweaked cartoon you've ever
It's
seen.
like super high end animation on these twisted ass.
With
Yeah,
toads
Flux?
and blood.
It's like Aeon Flux, but like the chains are off.
Oh.
I would
I
say,
was in love with Aeon Flux through most of my adolescence.
me too. But this is Aeon Flux that you
There's
might get stimulated.
There's penis.
How about when you see
Be careful.
in Aeon Flux, you see someone lick and there's like the craziest, it just like
Oh, the fly.
Whose job is it to draw that? I want to meet that person.
You need to
Well,
watch.
just wait.
You need to watch Blood, Sex, and Death.
Sex, Death, and Robots is out now on Netflix, and I would say it's like a mix of Black Mirror, Aeon Flux, and Rick and Morty.
Yeah, this
But
is some Rick and
R-rated.
Morty.
Definitely R-rated.
Hey, so
Where's that? What is that on?
it's on
Netflix. We should the guys at Netflix are big fans of this show.
You
I
know
would think they would.
what is? Speaking of Netflix has got some comp now with Apple just announcing they're doing their own streaming service of
Competition?
television. Did you know that?
No.
Yesterday.
And Apple's had a credit card too.
Yesterday. What?
Yeah, Apple Credit. It's coming out.
I would be all over that.
Well, it's
What
happening.
does it do?
It's a physical credit card and an Apple Pay credit card.
What?
Yeah. It's all over the news. It's on BuzzFeed.
I didn't see it.
What does this name mean to you guys? Lark Voorhees.
Jason Voorhees' brother. And
No.
Jason was in the Friday the 13th. What?
Lark Voorhees was her birthday. She was on Saved by the Bell.
Lark Voorhees. Who's
Yeah,
that?
Lark Voorhees. She was on Saved by the Bell.
That's weird.
Look her up. She was one of my favorites.
Was she one of the hot ones?
Yeah.
I just remember Screech. Dustin.
She was the one
Diamond.
that gave shit to Screech all the time.
I don't remember.
Was it shit? Was it crabs?
Does this date... Not crabs.
Shit crabs.
Does this date mean anything to you guys?
Yes.
March 24th. Saturday, March 24th. And let me refresh your memory. If this date does not mean anything to you, here's a hint. Dear Mr. Vernon, we accept the fact that we had to sacrifice a whole Saturday in detention for whatever it was we did wrong. But we think you're crazy to make us write an essay telling us who you think we are. You see us as you want to see us. In the simplest terms, in the most convenient definitions. But what we found out is that each one of us is a brain, an athlete,
Basket case?
a basket case, a princess, and a criminal. Does that answer your question, guys?
Yeah.
What is that movie from?
It's from the Breakfast Club. It's
Well,
not even that
don't
close.
act like
It was on Saturday. It's not even the date's not even right.
that was Saturday, March 24th. It's the 26th. We're right here.
Okay, I got more nerd news. Moving on.
It's festival season,
Moving
guys.
on. Wait, I got more better nerd news. So this
Better than festival season?
Yes. This high school in New Jersey for their senior play, Mike, they instead of doing Shakespeare or anyone or Mark Twain, they did Alien. Ridley Scott's Alien, and they knocked it out of the flipping park.
A
dude.
viral sensation.
Wow.
Alien.
And they homemade
Very well. Not
homemade
really. There wasn't
costumes.
any boobs or anything in
I
there.
mean, it's pretty crazy though.
Yeah, that was in it. Like it's crazy.
Homemade costumes.
Yes.
all high school kids,
So sick.
and it's basically the talk of the town.
It's
It's
a
the toast
classic.
of Broadway.
Alien's a classic. It's
Absolutely.
a modern classic. These
It's
kids.
still scary today.
Aliens is amazing. I wonder if they do Aliens next year.
I
Game
mean,
over,
I
man.
think they're probably going to do...
You know what they should do is The Fly.
I didn't like the fly.
That was scary.
I like The Fly, where he
Gross-
barfs on
gross
his
stuff, barfs
hand.
and then eats you.
Brundlefly.
Yeah.
Well, to high school. It's all over the internet.
Okay.
Look up high school play.
High
Festival
school
season.
play Alien.
Caboose Del Mar's coming. Caboose Del Mar's right up the street.
Did you get your wristband?
Well, I didn't think there was anything for me. The headliners are Kings of Leon, Mumford & Sons, Dave Matthews Band. 3 bands I don't care for.
Boring.
But Wu-Tang Clan, Duran Duran, REO Speedwagon and Squeeze, and Silver Sun Pickups, and The Cult are also going to be there. So,
What a diverse group.
does that...
The whitest part of America going to go see Wu-Tang Clan. That's pretty amazing.
Hey. Wu-Tang is for the children. Wu-Tang's for
Wu-Tang is
everyone.
for
There is
children.
the
Yes.
the Old Dirty Bastard Inspected Deck.
Old Dirty Bastard's not gonna be there.
Method Man.
But I appreciate that you know all of them. I'll be going to Caboose Del Mar, but I will be leaving before any of the
Do you remember the
headliners.
Wu-Tang Clan video game?
No.
They had a video game where they were ninjas. They
Shaolin.
They are ninjas.
yeah. It was awesome.
Coachella is
Do
also
you remember
happening.
Wu-Tang Clam from I think that's
the
from
fish
The
market?
Simpsons. No, I think it was from The Simpsons.
Wu-Tang Clam?
Wu-Tang Clam.
Do you remember the Cherry Clan candy?
No. Do you remember when Sean Sheffy went on stage and took the microphone away from Redman and started a riot at the MTV Sports Music Festival?
No. Do you,
That was
do you
that
remember
was great times.
Rock and Roll Radio? Coachella announced it's a horrible lineup.
Who's coming?
Nobody. Doesn't matter. End of story.
So it's what is Coachella now? It's transitioned
It's
into
nothing.
kind of a
It's in a transitional phase.
transitional phase.
50 or 60 terrible bands playing in the desert. It's too hot.
Yeah.
I don't want to sound like one of those people, but it's just not good.
What
That's
about
it.
small venues?
I don't mean to sound... I saw a band called Boy Harsher at the Casbah. Look, I got a shirt. I'm one of those guys.
Were they good?
I didn't wear it. I bought it and I put it in the car. They're amazing. Watch Boy Harsher.
April,
What?
April 2nd, Sasami is playing at Soda Bar, and she's a pretty underground artist, but she scored a movie that we did with Nathan Fletcher and her Fletcher,
Look at this
and
guy
she
coming
was
through.
unreal.
Okay.
So I will be there
April 2nd.
April 2nd.
I would say, do yourselves a favor and go see a live show. I'm not. You can go to Coachella. I'm not going to judge you for that. But go see a live show. Support live music. Support your
Hot
local
Water
venue.
Music is playing shows now.
My friend Hooter Hicks, who does graphics for Quincy Woodwrights, did a limited edition poster for Hot Water Music
Sick.
and Jawbreaker.
What?
Follow Owlin Wolf.
I still have yet to
On
see.
Instagram.
I really want to see the Jawbreaker that Don't Break Down, that movie. They did the documentary
Oh, yeah.
about Jawbreaker.
Well, I can get you a Jawbreaker poster if that helps.
Sure.
From my
There's,
friend Hooter Hicks.
Conan Moccasin on June 3rd.
Now you're just making up band names.
No, Conan Moccasin on June 3rd. He's from New Zealand as well.
Hey,
Cooter Stinkfinger is playing.
He moved to Los Angeles.
Granola McGillicuddy's playing
married
too.
a Japanese porn star, and now is having a baby with her, and they live here now.
Total fabrication. I don't believe a word you're saying.
But they're playing at the Casbah on June 3rd.
Well, I was at the Casbah on Wednesday night.
And
so.
weird people, weird music.
Yeah.
Fun.
I love
What else? Anything horrible?
I read an article about Tijuana being the murder capital of the world and said, don't go to TJ. I went to TJ because I wanted to show her the news.
I'm gonna go to Mexico next
Take
week.
it back.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go next Saturday.
It's the perfect time to go to TJ. I'm not saying go there